Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Speak on It. And we're gonna get right into it because we were just talking about it. We're gonna get right into it. We were just talking about it, man. My man to mine, y'all, as everybody know, is diehard 49ers fan. You know, and so to mine, like, what happened, man? Like, what was your initial reaction as you watch Jimmy fling the ball? Now it did hit my man in the hands. It did hit my man in the hands, but he did just fling it.
We talking about that last
The
play,
last
right?
the nail in the coffin.
Um,
The official end. I mean, it was already over, but the official end.
so, um, I picked up my cup of water. I drank the rest of it. I gave my wife a kiss and said, "I'm going to bed."
Oh, okay.
That was my exact. As soon as I see him release the ball like that, and they said
You knew
interception,
nothing good could happen, huh? Yeah.
You
I
had to
was.
know.
It was. Yeah.
He had to know, right? You had to know it was kind of like he was due for one. He was due for because listen, one of the games, what was it? They played the Cowboys first, right?
Mm-hmm.
He tried to get that game away, and then who y'all play next?
The Packers.
He tried to get that game away. So he was due for a game, man. Where
I thought he wasn't bad.
in last week's game,
Yeah.
no, he wasn't bad, but he just
But I don't even think that was his fault, man. Like, man, yo,
You say that again?
I don't think it was his fault. That pass rush showed itself. It showed
did.
itself, man. Like Aaron Donald was in his lap, like Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and the crew is like, okay, guys, it's on us. It's on us because let's be honest, San Francisco kind of went away from what was working. They got him the lead.
yeah.
Let's be honest.
Which I want to talk about him later.
He kind of went away from it.
No, we can talk about him now. It's all mixed in together.
That pass rush said that pass rush. Aaron Donald said, "Man, no, not in my house, not in my house." And I couldn't believe I could not believe they were singling him up with the drive with the game on the line. Like he was singled up.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me? That if there's one guy that's gonna get two people on him, it's gonna be him.
Of course.
Somehow.
I would have doubled both of them.
We gotta check to make sure
one of the
gets two people on.
is that they couldn't because they was putting Vaughn and AD on the same side. They was putting Vaughn and Aaron Donald on the same side. So it was like, which one do I take?
Man, we got a max protect then or something, or we sliding everybody over there or something. Like you got to. There's no way Aaron Donald gets singled up. There's no way. There's no way he gets singled up on the most important drive of our season.
Now, mind you, there was, I think, either the drive before or maybe two drives before where there was a pass that Jalen Ramsey could have picked off as well. That went off his chest. So,
the tart kid.
It's those two plays that stick out for me. Of course, in my 49er community, that was Jaquaski Tart got ripped apart.
That's why he played defensive back. I was just like,
that was right in his hands.
What's crazy is he closed his eyes.
The moment was too big.
I watched the replay. I was like, did he close his eyes? I was like, oh my gosh. And Jalen Ramsey, man, that's 2 weeks in a row, bro. You missed pick sixes. It's time for you to step it up, bro.
Hey, listen, he gonna make it happen.
I guess we'll
preview that later.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna call my man out again, man. They coming at you, bro. Like they coming at you, man. They challenging you, and you getting your opportunities, Jalen. So Super Bowl is the biggest stage, man.
He ain't used to it, man. Go
get your pick six because he had it. Tom threw it right at him. He had already given up the big touchdown. Tom threw it right at him, man. If he playing the ball, he running down the sideline for a touchdown. And then
He
they
ain't
had
used to
another
people
one.
throwing that at him. That's why.
He not, but they throw it at him again. So he better get his ball skills back up because I know he always had
at some point during the game, right? At some point during the game, I couldn't help but think, yo, just put Trey in the game. Just put Trey in the game.
Nah, man.
Jimmy,
he athletic. I get what you're saying. I totally 100 get what you're saying. However, like we already know that this is Jimmy's last year. We knew that when they drafted Trey, right? It's just a matter of whether or not he was going to go win a bowl or it is what it is. And I mean, in that position, I wouldn't switch it up. I mean, you let Jimmy prove himself. And I mean, I totally get what you're saying. However, I just think that wasn't the right time because that moment would have been too huge for Trey. And we got to get him going in the regular season first before we do that. But
for me, it's a totally different thing because I'm gonna think about it from an organizational view. I'm trading Jimmy G after our last game of the season. I don't care if it's the Super Bowl or today. So if I take him out, people may view that negatively.
Yeah.
And his trade value may not be at its maximum, even if he goes out here and stinks it up. So if he goes out here and stinks it up, it might come down a little bit. But if I yank him in the middle of this game and I'd say, man, I'm done with you now. I lost all faith in you in the biggest moment.
Mm-hmm.
His trade value is going to really go down. So that's how I would think of it as an organization.
You ride with the guy that got you there.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, the way, like, listen, Biv, you said it. The way they was coming at him, it's like, yo, Trey, just get in there and run.
The more athletic guy would have definitely been a better way to go. But that's a tough call. That's a tough call to make, man.
Speaking of coaching decisions, though, right?
But speaking of coaching decisions,
what Shanahan do now?
No, like I don't feel like he completely abandoned the run, but I do not feel like the run was utilized enough in the second half. You know, and there was times late in the fourth quarter I didn't see Debo on the field.
That's what I was gonna say.
Regardless if he's gonna get the ball or not, he's not even on the field. Like I don't even like who else do I need to go find? Nobody. All right, man up, let's go.
Stop.
Well, George, and I think he was underutilized in the second half.
He's been underutilized ever since.
This is the problem. This is the problem why people don't fear George. You don't fear George because you don't fear the guy throwing the ball to
Jimmy.
Somebody's got to get him the ball. So if I don't fear him, who cares about his weapon? George is going to be a threat once he gets it. But he's got to get it first. Yeah, Debo, you can hand that thing off to him and he's a threat. Throw a screen out to him, he's a threat.
I said before to some to our community that I think that Kyle Shanahan got a little too toy happy when it came to Debo, and I think that he went away from like this. You have this all-pro tight end that year or two ago was up there with Kelsey as who was 1A and who was 1B as far as tight ends. And now he doesn't get too many looks. And granted, I'm grateful that he's not the type that's like complaining about it. At the same time, though, like if you key in on Debo, like you said, you got Debo in the backfield, you got Debo on wide receiver screens and all this. It's like, bro, you have this monster. Like, even though Jimmy may overthrow, like, yo, get him some tries. You know what I mean? That to me, I think that putting Debo in the backfield as much as we have showed that we lacked that second back. Like we didn't have trust in Jermichael Hasty, and Elijah Mitchell has been carrying the load all season. And we really missed Raheem Mostert. We really missed him. If we had him, I really think that the running game would have been what it was in the second half because we could play off of that 1 and 2. It's just that it wasn't too much trust in the backfield. And to be honest, man, Debo was used a lot through this playoff run, bro. I mean, all season, but just this playoff run, like I seen times where he was just like, yo, like, yeah, I want the ball, but goodness gracious, bro. You know what I mean? So I really think that if we just sit back, of course, Jimmy's gone. If we keep a foundation that we have, if Raheem comes back or we get another back somewhere, and we just keep the foundation, and like I've said for the past 4 or 5 years, find some secondary help. I don't care if it's a safety, a corner, or something. There needs to be something on that back end to not discrediting none of those brothers on the back end at all. But we need some upgrade in that area in order for us to go where we want to go. But I'm still proud of them because at the end of the day, they finished where I said they was going to finish, third in the NFC West and a wild card team, and we made it to the NFC Championship game. That was we exceeded expectations. So it's going to be a lot for Trey Lance next year to come in with, if you got the same pieces around you, to say, hey, we think that you're the upgrade of the QB position. So what you gonna do?
He a better thrower than Jimmy, but I want to say this real quick. I think Kyle Shanahan sometimes.
Before that thought, I just ask this question to you guys. You just say yes or no. Does this seem similar to Alex Smith to Colin Kaepernick?
Yes. Similar. Yes.
Just similar. I ain't like just similar. You go from a guy who seems like a game manager.
I don't think it's similar at all. I think it's exactly the same.
Okay. All right. Now
You can go all the way down. You can go all the way down to the all pro tight end. I mean, it's almost exactly the same.
Almost, but I do think. I know you asked me for a yes or no answer, but I do think Trey is a better passer than Cap, and I also think he's a better athlete than Cap.
Now, the athlete is to be determined, but the better thrower, I think that I've always questioned Kaepernick's throwing. But go ahead with your thought, though, Dom.
I want to say this. George Kittle is still your best player. He's your best player. I think you can use Debo.
Wait a minute. You said best, like all 53?
Your best player, we're talking about out of the all 53 is Trent Williams.
Okay.
Trent Williams and then it's probably Nick.
Okay, I was about to say number 97 right there. He's
I actually listen. It's a coin toss for me between Nick and George, because I think George is a 3-down tight end. He blocks.
Yes.
He catches. He run after the catch. You can't cover him. Like, I think Kyle Shanahan gets enamored with the things that he does, like with the run games, the zone runs. Like, he was moving Trent Williams all over the field. I'm like, what are you doing? My man, he's a left tackle. Like, why is he moving all over the field? Like, he gets enamored with what he can do with these players, like you said, and it kind of hurts him. It hurts him a little bit because he gets happy with doing that thing. You got Kyle Juszczyk that you're not utilizing. You had
just talk to his daddy,
who was a playmaker that you put in the doghouse. You got George Kittle, who you can't find him at times.
He need to talk to his daddy, and his daddy will tell him, listen, I had TD and I had Shannon Sharp, and we won 2 of them.
Yeah.
That's all you. They had Rod Smith. They
had Ed. They had complimentary pieces.
Yeah, but you ride them 2, and you can. But yeah, that's. Let's go to the AFC.
Hold on. Before we get to the AFC, let's talk about the other team.
The Rams.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Talking about
to the Rams.
Quarterback upgrade. Matt Stafford, year 1, wins his first playoff game. And now he's going to the Super Bowl. So they put all the chips in. It's not the chips. They haven't won the Super Bowl, but they got back.
They better.
They got back. It's not complete, but they got back. So I'm not gonna say make a decision, but y'all pretty much have said it that they better win the Super Bowl. Like, they have no other choice. Like, what happens if they don't?
They run it back.
Run it back.
Yeah, they run. Just think about this, right? You're saying what happens if they don't? Matt Stafford's on the contract. They're gonna re-sign Odell. They're gonna re-sign. They're gonna
So you think
re-sign
Odell?
Vaughn.
You think Odell resigns?
Yes, I think
That's a
Odell
lot of
wants to
money.
be in LA.
That's
a
not
lot of
only that
money.
is that a lot of money. That is also a lot of people in that wide receiver room.
Man, you ain't got no choice. Like you ain't got no picks. You got no choice. Like, but I think Odell. Listen, even with Robert Woods being there, I still think Odell is still the second best wide receiver on the team.
I would agree.
Like, so Cooper Kupp gonna get a lot of double teams. Odell's gonna have 1,000-yard season. I think if he stays there, I actually think they might have three 1,000-yard receivers if Robert Woods come back and be Robert Woods. So I think they do run it back. I don't think that the season is a loss if they lose because this season. I don't think it's a loss if they lose because this season crazy, bro. Like if we being real, like we're about to talk about them, about to talk about the team in the AFC. But this season has been crazy. So I don't think it's a complete waste if they lose. Like Matt Stafford hasn't won a playoff game his whole career. He's won 3. He's won 3 in one span in 1 year.
He was with the Lions, bro.
I know, but I'm saying to go from
Mark Sanchez was with the Jets.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez was with the Jets. Like
the Jets have won a Super Bowl.
I get it.
Super Bowl has.
I understand about the line.
Bro, they was in the single digits then, dog.
But bro,
come on, man. Like,
listen. To ask somebody to go from winning 0 playoff games to say go win the Super Bowl in your first year. I know that's the expectation, but he won 3 playoff games in his first year with the Rams. Like his first time ever. So I think it's not a loss. He made it to the Super Bowl. But yeah, I'm trying to temper down what I gotta say because I want to talk about that other team in the AFC. But I don't think it's a loss if they don't win it.
I think that it's a loss. Reason being is because they started off when they made that trade that we're putting all the chips in for this year. And it started off with Matthew Stafford and then with Von Miller and then with Odell and with Sony Michel. So you pretty much are saying you're getting these high profile guys, right? And this season has to be it. I mean, you're like the expectations are so high to where like, okay, like the guy that took y'all to the Super Bowl, y'all upgraded at that position, plus y'all upgraded in the running back, plus y'all got a former All-Pro at wide receiver, along with one of the top 3 wide receivers in the league this year. I'm not gonna say,
okay. All right,
but this year, and you got one of the best pass rushers in the past 10 years on your squad now, and you got the best defensive player in the game, plus the best. It's too much talent that has been acquired this season for it not to happen. And we know how football is, to where things can happen off season, injuries can happen, people don't get signed, whatever the case may be. All their chips to me was pushed all in for this season. So if they don't win it, they can try to come back next year, but it's going to be you brought Odell and Vaughn in the middle of the season. So like they already know what it is. So like now you got to go through OTAs and mini camps and all of that and whatnot. And anything could happen injury wise or whatever the case may be. So what you have in this team right now, to me, if you lose, especially to a number 4 seed,
but they're number 4 seed.
Okay, so let's talk about
they was fluctuating between 1 and 4. Like the top 4 was fluctuating for the longest time. Like, I mean, it wasn't decided to what the
last game that they lost to y'all and they dropped down to 4.
Yeah, so they would have been what? They would have been the 3rd or the 2nd seed?
They'd have been 2, number 2.
So but the Bengals were 10-7. So like we already knew like they were going to be the bottom of the division. You know what I mean? winners, and they were not expected to be here. Let's be completely honest, except for maybe us three that had a twinkling in the eye.
I don't think anybody expected them to make the playoffs. Most people were picking them to be at the bottom of that division.
Right.
So to you got Joe coming off of an injury. Like there were so many questions around this team. I remember people called Jamar a bust after one preseason game.
Couldn't catch. Hey, before we jump into the Super Bowl, right? We gotta rewind, man. We gotta go back to how we got here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let's talk about this team. Let's talk about the Bengals, man. Like we were just talking about them. Like they're legit. To me, we can no longer say it anymore. They removed that. They removed that. They're the Bengals title. They removed it. Those kids, those kids were like, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't know nothing about. I don't even know most of those people. Who most of those people are. And they like, what's up? Like, line them up, and we'll see who's better. And Joe and Jamar they just have a bond between them. It's just fun to watch, man.
Yo, I don't know if we talked about it. I think we might have. We talked about the game, the Bengals Titans game, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it. Yo,
before
he's just different. Man. We talked about it before, right?
Yeah.
We talk about the actual game.
No,
he's just different, bro. My man got smacked 9 times.
And still won
9 times and just kept up getting up.
So I got another question. Did the Bengals win or did the Titans lose?
Bengals won, hands down.
What game? The Titans. I told you what it was gonna come down to.
I know.
I told you.
We didn't trust Ryan.
I told you what it was gonna come down to. My man came out there, Gabe being himself. Like the Bengals to me, because of the stigma of that team, I will never say that another team just lost. I'm gonna say that the Bengals won. That team again, they were not supposed to be going anywhere this year.
Right. And now they're here.
Now next year they're gonna have to prove that they're gonna stay. But for right now, they're here.
They're here.
Mm-hmm.
This year, they're here. So line them up and let's just see who's better. Like Joe, like I said, Jalen, be ready.
Yeah,
because he's gonna throw the ball at you.
Absolutely,
he's gonna throw the ball at you. He doesn't care.
He don't care.
He does not care.
And the crazy thing is
poor Julio.
Just going back to poor Julio. Just going back to what you said, you asked them who did they lose or did they win, right? The Bengals won because listen, the Titans did everything they could to stop that man.
We said the same thing about the Chiefs. We said the same thing about the Chiefs.
And that's what I was gonna say. We can ask the same thing about the Chiefs. Did the Chiefs lose or did the Bengals win that game? Listen, they did everything they could to stop that man. I was talking to my man, my boy, watching the game. I'm like, yo, he about to win this game because he just built. If you keep giving him opportunities, he's just built different. And I said this. I said, yo, watch when Pat get hit, and watch what he does, and watch what Joe get hit, and watch what he does. And that's the difference. Like, I'm not saying that. And I said this. I said I'm not saying that Joe is better than Pat because I think Pat's talent is better than that. But mentally, Joe's different because when you start to hit quarterbacks, you speed them up. He don't get sped up when you hit him. He just like, all right.
Let me tell you something. The worst thing that could ever happen was the SEC started recruiting good quarterbacks. Because now those good quarterbacks was facing NFL defenses for 3-4 years. I'm just being real. They were facing NFL talented defenses, or at least NFL talented guys, every week. So for him, he say nothing. I've seen majority of you guys, or I've seen better. Let's just be real. So he doesn't care, and as long as his guy is there and they utilize him so well, he's always on the move. Then oh my gosh, the Bengals are so fun to watch
Can I
offensively,
say
and
this?
their defense is just good enough.
I'm gonna say this.
Just good enough.
He got 2 number ones. He has his guy, and he got Trevor Lawrence guy. Like T. Higgins, because when they shut down Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
T. Higgins eat everything else. He kills the other corner.
Don't forget about Tyler.
And I was gonna say, listen, got Tyler Boyd.
He's been
they
consistent.
got weapons, and then Joe just
Mixon.
gonna pound you, man. Like,
so when we was talking about if the Rams lose, is it a loss? Bruh, it's the Bengals aren't supposed to be here. But they here, and it's like they got nothing to lose. And I'm being 100 with you. I probably ain't betting on that guy. I probably ain't betting against that guy. I'm sorry.
Listen,
hold on. Let me ask this question. Because we were just talking about does something feel like something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does this kind of feel like Joe Burrow replacing Tom Brady?
Yep, absolutely.
Rams
feels just like
probably get ready to be. Everybody's saying that they're gonna be the favorites, right? Most people they're gonna pick them. On paper they're the better team. They got the bigger names, right?
Yep. It feels. Listen,
I don't know.
I said this. It feels exactly like it. He reminds me so much. Not when Tom first took over, but like kind of little couple seasons in, where you can't speed him up. He thinks plays ahead. Like that's what it feels like. Like
the Rams are 4.5-point favorites. I'm gonna say this
now. They are home, but it's supposedly a neutral site.
Bro, you seen them ticket prices?
Huh?
Bro, it's gonna be a home game. Them ticket prices, I don't.
Half of Cincinnati
$30,000, bro. $30,000
gonna be out there.
Man, okay.
I was gonna say because them the only there's not like countrywide Bengals fans, so it's just gonna be a bunch of casuals in there.
Yeah. That they got the bread.
They got the bread and probably got the bread on the game, so they got financial investment in the game.
Listen, of course I picked the Bengals to win that game with last time we talked. And I said that I don't trust Ryan Tannehill. You're not gonna win any game, let alone a conference championship game throwing 3 interceptions. That's not gonna happen. So Joe Burrow's game, I think he threw for over 300 yards. He didn't get a touchdown. He had 1 pick. But for that game to be that close, I'm looking at it, bro, you gave the ball away 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
You could have easily been in the bowl, but you gave it away 3 times.
That was a divisional.
Like I said, he wouldn't have been in the bowl because no way he.
No, it's the divisional. They still had.
Oh yeah, they still had the Chiefs. Yeah. I'm bugging. Wow, I went way back.
And we know what happened last time.
It's been a couple weeks, so good.
Yeah, but the Chiefs game that proved to me that he was, bro. You beat Pat in Kansas City, bro.
Well, listen,
say
Pat
what you want.
To be here. Pat wasn't supposed to be here. Let's be real.
Be where?
Pat was not supposed to be in the championship game. We talked about. Listen, I texted y'all after that game.
I think we talked about that.
We talked about it in the chat. We ain't talk about it on air.
Right.
Talk about it. We texted y'all after that game. Pat wasn't supposed to be here. If I'm Josh Allen, I would have requested the trade.
No, I wouldn't have. I told you what I would have requested. For Sean McDermott to come see me in the parking lot, bro. That's what I would have requested. Because there's no. You gotta come see me in the parking lot.
Everything he was supposed to do.
You gotta come see me in the parking lot, bro. 13 seconds. All you gotta do is squib kick and not play prevent. That's all you had to do.
This is flipping Patrick
Like
Mahomes, bro.
you play
Bruh.
prevent defense like you need. Like they needed a touchdown. I still, for the life of me, can't get over that. I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, don't
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
It's Patrick Mahomes. Not even Patrick Mahomes is supposed to come back from 13 seconds, bro. Not even Patrick Mahomes is supposed to come back with 13 seconds.
But he did.
But he
and
did.
And that's on his record now. That's
Listen, like
no, I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
No.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole. So, like, I know it's over a week away, but y'all feel like y'all want to make a pick now? You feel like you want to make a pick now?
No, we can make a pick. Listen, like I said, I'm gonna say to y'all again, I reserve the right to change my pick when the game get closer we get close to the game. But listen, I'm gonna say this. My heart wants to go. My heart, I'm going with the Rams because I think Matthew Stafford needs his just due. Like he's a good quarterback, and I think with the Super Bowl win, he solidifies a Hall of Fame career. But like I said earlier, it's tough to go against that boy, man. It's tough to go against Joe Burrow, man. Right now, what he's showing and them weapons, that defense is opportunistic. And listen, one thing you said, baby, listen, what quarterback do you trust? I trust Joe Burrow in bigger moments than I do Matthew Stafford right now.
Jeez.
Matthew Stafford will turn the ball over.
He will. He'll give you one.
Turn the ball over with that
give
guy.
You one. It's just when is it going to happen?
Right. When is it going to happen? Is it going? If it happens early, I'll say this: if he turns the ball over early, the Rams will win.
Yeah.
If you turn the ball over late, the Bengals will win.
Salute to the Rams. I mean, this is good to show that our division is still one of the best, if not the best. However, I didn't want it to be over us to get into the bowl, but needless to say, it happened. My brain says the Rams because, like they said, they put all the chips in, and the Bengals. I mean, they made a great run, and my heart wants to go with the Bengals because I mean, it makes for a good story. I mean, like you could have a Kurt Warner type movie on the Bengals season this year if they win the bowl. But I'm gonna pick the Rams. As a division foe, I really don't want to pick them, but just being completely unbiased, looking at everything and whatnot, I love what Burrow is doing. However, the Rams have too much talent, and on that front four, you got Aaron Donald and Von Miller. That's gonna be a lot for that man to handle, bro. In LA.
Hold on, real quick before my man Biv say something. You said something about a Kurt Warner type movie. Like I think we talked about a couple shows back. My man had JT Barrett in front of him. Who else was in front of him? Braxton Miller. I don't know.
Ohio State. Yo,
he had all these people that was in front of him.
Somebody from Ohio State tried to claim him. He was like, "Nah, it ain't where you started; it's where you finished."
Like he went from that, right? He went from being at Ohio State, having JT Barrett in front of him. I think it was Braxton Miller who else was in front of him. Then he went to LSU where he struggled, and I think coming into that season, he was ranked like the 200 and something prospect in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that season shoot up to number one, to go to Cincinnati when everybody told him, don't go to Cincinnati.
Storybook.
And he like, man, I'm going anyway. And then to have them here in the second year, that's great. And to beat the table for Jamar because they needed an offensive lineman. And him to say, I want my guy, that's the difference to me. For him to say, I want my guy.
Mm-hmm. Where you going, Biv?
And unfortunately, because he wanted his guy, that's gonna get him there. But unfortunately, because you don't have an offensive lineman along with this guy, that's why the Titans was able to sack him 9 times.
Right.
And that is scary to think about because it's
Yeah.
going to be a home game for me. That's a home game for the Rams. So I just think that 9 sacks just scares me against that defense. Like I just feel like at some point in time that offensive line is going to get leaky, and
Yeah.
that's when Jalen earns his money because
And I
Joe's gonna have to make a throw, and Jalen is gonna feast.
was gonna
And that's
say
how the Rams win the Super Bowl.
because
So
listen,
Just don't
because
be a blowout.
I don't think it's gonna be a blowout just because that both offenses are too
Yeah.
good.
mhm.
And I don't think either defense matches up very well against the other offense.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say this? I think the Rams can because if I am the Rams, if I'm Raheem Morris, I put Jalen Ramsey on T. Higgins. I don't put him on Jamar Chase. I double Jamar Chase, but I don't put Jalen Ramsey on Jamar Chase. I put Jalen Ramsey on T. Higgins because that's when
But I don't. The Rams can't stop the run, and
yeah,
Cincinnati won't abandon
yeah,
it.
they pound it, yeah,
And they'll just pound you away with Joe.
yeah.
So that and like I just think that just it's just matchups
Yeah,
all over the place that's gonna become
that's gonna be crazy.
interesting. But when the money's on the line, give me that Rams pass rush
Over Joe.
when they gotta make a play. And I think they proved that against the 49ers. When they need to make a play, they're gonna figure out a way to make a play. Von Miller, Super Bowl experience, Super Bowl MVP. He's gonna figure out a way with that monster beside him to make a play in the Super Bowl to win it.
Let me ask you this question. I'm creating all these scenarios in my head. Listen, down 2, Joe got the ball, Joe Burrow, and he needed a field goal to win. Do you trust Joe to go win the game
Yeah, I
Against the
trust him to
Rams?
go.
against that defense, against the Rams defense? Yeah,
Yeah, I trust him to go win the game.
because I think
Uh,
I think it's gonna be something close to like that.
I trust him to go win
he,
the game, but he's not
he
gonna
not
do it.
he not gonna do he not
I trust him to go do it, but it won't be. I don't think it will be him making a mistake. I think it will be Aaron
The Rams.
Donald being way too much, Von Miller being way too much for that offensive line.
at least he won't throw it sideways or
He might.
he not gonna pull
Joe,
a
listen,
Jimmy.
Joe
He
ain't gonna
might. You never
make a
know.
mistake.
You never
Joe,
know. You never
listen,
know.
you don't
It's
lose
the
because of
Super.
Joe, man.
It's the Super Bowl. It's no next week. That's what Jimmy did, man. It was no next week, man. Like just try to make a play, man.
We said it
He
2 weeks ago.
he could have
Man.
just took the sack and go enough just one more play.
We
That's
said
all.
2 weeks ago. Listen, Jimmy trying to get in that sun, man. Jimmy Dumpling. Listen, Jimmy said I gave y'all 18 weeks, man. I'm trying to get out of here. I'm trying to get home.
Well, speaking of trying to get home, what's your thoughts on Thomas Brady going home
Man.
to Giselle and retiring?
I think it was. I'm not gonna say it was about time because he had a great season, but I think if you're gonna go out like the way he did. You know what I mean?
I think he should have went out last year. That would have been
Why?
Storybook.
He had
yeah.
a legit chance to win Super Bowl this year.
He
lost
did.
Antonio Brown. He lost a lot of weapons. And the only reason I think that he's leaving this year is because they got to pay those weapons now, and they ain't got the money to pay them. So he like, man, listen, I'm gonna lose almost half my team. So
Yeah, he's not in the rebuilding phase at all. I mean, he's a couple sneezes away from 50. So needless to say, he's definitely not trying to rebuild. I mean, listen, I remember seeing quarterbacks in their late 30s and like way back in the 90s, and he looks different. Like he makes it to where quarterbacks feel like they can have a 20-year career. And I mean, of course, he's different because I mean he's got 7 rings. So yeah, he's different, and he did prove that it wasn't just the coaching. You know what I mean? So, but at the same token, like the rules and whatnot, I think has allowed him to allow his game to be, or his career to be as long as it was. And I really think that boy in Kansas City, I think he might top him.
My what?
Moving on.
I think he might. Listen.
Might top
barring any injury.
And what?
Just if we talking about GOAT talk.
He just lost to the Bengals, man.
Stop that. They are not the Bengals, man. Stop that. I just said that. You can no longer say that. You can no longer say that. They have taken that stigma off. That stigma's gone. You can't say that no more. They're not the Bengals no more.
Pat has been in the league how many years? 5?
5.
Bruh. He's got one. He's got how many MVPs?
Talk to me when he gets another Super Bowl.
And
we can start having that conversation when he wins.
And Tom, 5 years, he had 3 of them things.
Get the 2.
Say what now?
And Tom, for 5 years, he had 3 of them things.
He had a great defense them first few.
And he never had a Tyreek Hill. He never had a Travis Kelce.
You're right. You're right.
Years. What Tom didn't have. What Tom didn't have.
Argument right now.
Pat has. What Pat has. Tom didn't have. Okay. Moving on. I don't even know.
If you said this to me like 2 years ago, if Pat would have won the second Super Bowl last year, okay, I'd be like, all right. Pat lost. He lost the Super Bowl again.
You can't say that. You can't say it. I know you wanted to say it.
Like
you was going to say it. The Bengals. You was getting ready to say it. I felt it. You can't say it.
He did. He just lost to the Bengals, man. He just lost to the Bengals.
Well, listen.
He was up 21. And he was up 21-3. And listen, let's be real. I'm gonna say this. They lost that game because of Pat. They lost that game because of Pat. They lost that game because of Pat. I'm trying to think. Was there ever a game they lost the game because of Tom Brady? No. No game you say, man, they lost that Super Bowl because of Tom Brady. They lost that game because of Tom Brady.
Oh, I'm not gonna go there because I'm not gonna start tarnish. I'm not gonna tarnish his name right now. He gets retired. Yes, they lost some playoff games because of Tom Brady.
Okay, listen, in his 40s, not these. Listen,
no, I'm not. No, what? Are you serious? Are you serious? If Lee Evans can catch, like he would have got some more. Anyway, I'm not even going down that rabbit hole. As a Michigan fan, man, it feels good to have the GOAT quarterback of the NFL. You feel me? But as an NFL fan, I have to find a new quarterback to hate.
To hate?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I give you one right now.
Who?
The world about to hate him right now. It's Aaron Rodgers. He about to be.
Nah, that's too easy of a target.
I can say
Tom's hard to hate. I like people that's hard to hate. Like,
right.
There's really no reason to hate him. There's really no reason to hate Tom Brady. Like, he went to the school that I love. You know what I mean? He was a Michigan guy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What's the reason to hate? He wins championships. I just hated him. Like
hate him because he wins.
No, I hated Tom Brady because I felt like Drew Bledsoe was the man.
Well,
and I was like, yo, man, I remember Tom Brady at Michigan.
Yeah. He was okay.
He wasn't better than Drew Bledsoe. Like, and he wasn't. Nah. He proved it where he was drafted. No, I thought Tom was way better than where he was drafted. He was definitely way better. But Michigan mishandled him. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole.
No, don't do that.
Okay, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole either. Because if they had handled him right, we might have won a national championship with him. But I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole either. But I think Taman just said something about he think Pat is going to topping.
He didn't even say catch, my man. He said
didn't take catch, topping.
Yo, he's different, yo.
Tom Brady.
Y'all can't tell me. Y'all cannot tell me.
Tom Brady's Michael Jordan.
Oh, okay.
He's hit a threshold of achievements to where his generation, the majority of them, will not see anybody else
going to see a Tom Brady
as the GOAT. They won't see anybody else as the GOAT, bro. Like, I know you're a 49er fan and you want to say Joe.
Yeah, that's never gonna. I'm sorry, Tom.
Yeah,
that's you're not. Hey,
I know.
Tom is 7-2 in the bowls. My man is 4-0. So we want to have this conversation about
another conversation for another day. We talk about Tom retirement. Talk about Tom retirement.
Yeah.
Tom actually 7-3, but
whatever.
But
you got 7 of them things. You got
7-7. All right, but Tom. I think Tom retiring at this time. I think it was great.
Yeah,
because I know Shannon Sharp was like, man, y'all didn't make him retire, and I feel him like, man, he didn't retire because he wasn't good enough to play anymore, or he couldn't handle it anymore. He retired just because he was his family was like, all right, enough's enough.
Yeah,
all right. So I think that's the best thing, because I'd rather see him go out this way, whether he was won or not, versus him getting banged up.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? It was hard watching Peyton at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
It was hard watching Peyton. Like,
it's been hard watching Ben for the last 3-4 years.
Ben who?
Ben Roethlisberger.
As a Ravens fan, I've loved it.
Yeah,
so y'all can't go down that road with me. No, I can't. I'm feeling no sympathy for that guy.
He was Drew Brees. Like, it was hard.
Yeah, that's one.
I didn't feel too bad for that guy either. Honestly, just being real. Speaking of quarterbacks and moving on, will A-Rod move on?
Yeah.
He can come to San Fran.
He ain't going to San Fran. Y'all got Trey Lance.
So you want another quarterback controversy just that fast, bro? Or are you going to trade Trey?
No, we're going to trade Trey.
So you want another quarterback controversy? You think Aaron Rodgers going to leave one quarterback controversy?
It's a dream. Listen, it's a dream. I dreamt this. It's in a fantasy world, bro.
I get you. But let me ask you this one question. So y'all don't like making it to the Super Bowl, huh?
What you mean?
Y'all like
oh my god. So hold on.
Shots fired.
So you said that we don't like to make it to the Super Bowl.
He's saying that if you get Aaron Rodgers,
yeah, bro. Come on.
That Packers team is better than y'all team. It's not.
No.
Apparently it's not. What do you mean?
No, it's not. I'm gonna tell you why it's not. Because they got Aaron Rodgers who does dumb stuff when the game on the line.
Nah, bro. They're not better. They're not better. They're better. They're better than you. Take Aaron Rodgers off, that Packers team ain't better than the 49ers.
Listen, they got.
If you take Aaron Rodgers off of that team, they're a 500 team, if that, bro.
You switch quarterbacks right now, and the Packers picking at least top 5 in the draft.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Talking about they give the Jimmy to them.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you give Jimmy them. Jimmy gonna give the ball away.
Yeah. You can give him almost anybody else in the league.
Nah, I disagree with that. I just think, listen, the Packers.
So you saying Aaron Rodgers is just as good as every other quarterback in the league? Then is that what you're just saying?
No, I think Aaron Rodgers is a great regular season quarterback. When it comes down to big moments, he chokes, and it's just a fact.
Oh, I don't disagree with that one. I won't even argue with that.
Listen, he went 15-1. I think he was 15-1 the year he lost to the Giants.
He's going 13-3 a lot.
Yes.
He is the best team in the NFL until he gets to the playoffs, and he chokes.
But
that's
what
why.
What division are they in though?
Stop it. Nope, has nothing to do with it. Think about this. This
is
why
the Bears and the Lions twice.
This
so
is
then
why
he
Aaron.
gonna play
Hold
the
on.
Cardinals and Seattle and
Hold
the
on.
Rams twice and think y'all gonna go to the Super Bowl?
This is why
we went
Aaron
to the Super
Rodgers
Bowl with
is
Jimmy.
nowhere near Tom Brady.
Hey, listen.
Because Tom Brady played in a
First.
terrible division forever.
Yep.
That division was terrible forever. The Jets were a laughing stock. The Dolphins, well, they're the Dolphins. And then who is the other team in there?
Oh, the Bills.
Oh yeah, they were a laughing stock for forever.
Yep.
Like, come on, man, he's dominated, but then guess what? He still dominated the entire conference at the same time.
And you said he played with the Bears when the Bears was good at times.
At times.
Was good at times.
Right.
But at the end of the day, he still choked in every playoff moment except his. I think that was his first year, second year.
Because he keep running into us, bro.
No,
he has not beat us in the playoffs.
That was only 4 times. It's only 4 times.
No, he's
That's
running
a lot of times. That's 4 years.
He didn't choke the.
Okay, so that even says even more to me.
But this is what I'm gonna say. You said you
keep losing to the same team. That means you keep doing the same dumb stuff. You ain't learned your lesson yet.
And you said
that's not on
we
coaching.
just went to the Super Bowl with Jimmy. Yeah, y'all asked him to throw 8 times. You ain't gonna ask Aaron Rodgers to throw 8 times.
20 is good.
20. Listen, one of them times he's gonna mess up like he does.
We know okay. But listen, the Green Bay Packers, how they're assembled right now is everything around Aaron Rodgers. Fact or fiction?
Fiction,
right?
I can say it's
fiction.
I think it's fiction. They got a good running game.
I think we hit exactly.
We got a good running game. They got a pass rusher who's nice and Zadarius Smith. They got a safety, 2 safeties that's good, and they got a shutdown corner and another shutdown corner. And actually, they ran the ball a lot more this year. The reason that they lose because they should have won against y'all. We being real, they should have won. It's Aaron Rodgers when big moments happen, he shrank. He shrank. He had.
I'll grant you that outside of Devontae Adams, the receiving core is not that great. I'll give you that, but I like the running game. I like Jones. I like Dillon. I think the offensive line is solid. I think the defense as its entire unit is solid. Like, I think everything about him is. I think Aaron Rodgers, because of Devontae Adams being the only offensive weapon as far as the passing game is concerned, you are so reliant on him to do that part that you need him. But at the same time, that team is not that bad as people try to make it out to be.
Okay. I'm gonna just say this. I would take him over Jimmy.
I will agree with that, but I would say this. When the playoffs come, you got 2 chokers. You got 2 chokers on the same team.
But I don't think Aaron Rodgers is the guy that's gonna get you.
But he's not going to San Fran. Where do you think he's going home, or where he gonna go?
If I'm him, I'm gonna tell you this. If I'm him, I probably go Pittsburgh. That's just me.
That would make sense.
That's where I would go. I would stay far, far away from those guys over in. I don't know if that's the AFC West. What's that? The AFC West?
Who you talking about? Who?
The Raiders?
Yeah, the Raiders. No, if you go to the Broncos.
Oh.
If you go to the Broncos, I would stay far, far away from Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and the other guy.
But they got rid of Vic Fangio.
So you still got to go up against Justin Herbert.
No. I'm just saying, like they've been like in the top 5 as far as defenses for a while now. It's just they haven't found a quarterback.
I got you, but listen. Patrick Mahomes is showing me this. It don't matter what your defense is. If you got one of those guys, like a top-notch guy, I'm gonna stretch it. I'm gonna stretch whatever defense you got. He's showing me that.
So you said Pittsburgh is the best situation for him.
And shoot, he might not even want to go there.
In fantasy land, 49ers is my thought, but in reality, I don't want to see him in Seattle. You can go somewhere in the AFC.
Where?
I don't care where you go.
He's
not a threat.
I agree.
Bring him to Pittsburgh. Bring him to Pittsburgh.
That
Yeah, he don't want to go there either. I'm sitting here thinking like, man,
He don't want to go to Pittsburgh.
It's not too many options.
He gotta
There's not
go.
too many
He gotta
options.
go. His best bet is to stay right where he at.
In Green Bay. Yep,
Yeah.
That's his best bet.
that's his best bet.
Is to stay right there where he at.
He better go
Anywhere else he goes is gonna be a fight. Even if he go to Tampa,
Oh yeah, he go to Tampa. That
it's still gonna be a fight.
yeah, I won't go to Tampa. If I'm him, man, listen, I think he do got to get out of Green Bay. But I think listen. His best bet is Green Bay, but I think he got to get out of there. He gotta get out. Listen, he might need to go to Tennessee.
That'll be the one. That'll be the one. Especially if you still got
Derrick Henry,
Derrick Henry, and
AJ Brown, Julio,
and them two on the. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that all day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's still gonna go to the AFC Championship game and get smacked. Yeah, I mean, so he just changed conferences.
All right, real quick, fellas. Final thoughts, real quick.
All right, so my final thought, right, is be who you are, no matter what. Allow who you are to create your lane, to create your avenue. Don't dumb yourself down for anybody because you want to fit in or because you think that that's a way in. Be who you are and allow who you are to create the lane that you want to be in.
Dami Lama, we need to get some apparel for you, good brother. Get a Dami Lama shirt or something like that. My final thought, I don't know, man. You went too deep on me, bro. I can't come back. I'm trying. I'm thinking sports. Then I'm thinking inspirational. Where can I go? Trust in the Lord and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. How about that? I'll say that because I mean, like, in life there's always a lot of twists and turns, and of course, like with football, we know that like anything can happen on any given Sunday. Anything can happen on the basketball court. Is concerned all types of sports. We have underdogs in all types of situations. So just always have trust and have faith in what you believe in, and also have faith in yourself as well. And you'll get to where you're trying to get to.
Good.
That's in sports too. I'm not trying to take Dami Lamas. Yeah, that's in sports too.
That's truth. He's speaking facts.
I'm with you, man. For me, my final thought is Baseball Hall of Fame is a joke.
Listen, it is. I think baseball a joke.
Damn, we only got a couple more minutes.
Baseball Hall of Fame is a joke. They know why, and they laugh. They laugh right back at you in your face when you let a guy in that's failed a PED test, but now because he's a part of your fraternity, you let him in. He's part of the media now. You let him in.
Who got let in?
Because that's David Ortiz.
Big Papi.
Oh yeah, he did.
He failed a drug test and he's in because he's a part of your fraternity. You're a joke.
But yet you have players that revive the game of baseball.
Yeah, you're a joke.
Yeah.
And that's my final thought. And I'm gonna just leave it at that.
I'm not.
We gotta end it.
Barry Bonds off of the Pittsburgh Pirates career alone is a Hall of Famer. How about that?
Alex Rodriguez, Mariners.
So that's it. Baseball Hall of Fame. You're a joke. Just that simple. But that's it. Until next time, speak on it.